Now we are live on YouTube. Hello, people from YouTube. I'm Larissa, your hostess today. So let me present myself first. I'm Larissa. I'm 27 years old. I'm an architect. I work with landscaping. Actually, nowadays I don't have any job, but okay, I'm enjoyed this time to develop my English and my French too. So I've been here on Talk and Talk since the pandemic, but as hostess since July this year. And my free time, I like to do outdoor activities like run the street and play beach tennis. So guys, today we're going to talk about why it's so hard to become advanced in English. So Pedro, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, of course. My name is Pedro. I'm from Belo Horizonte. I am 25 years old. I'm working with a UX designer. Also, Larissa, I am employed now in this moment, but I try to relocate in the market. But I think Talk Talk is a good platform to develop some skills, like for example, like the English skills about conversation, but some soft skills like I think Talk Talk is good for that too.
Yeah, of course. Become more confident and able to talk um, not fluently, but in a natural way. So here is a good place. So Rodrigo, and you?
Hi guys, my name is Rodrigo. I'm 39 years old. I am married and I have two daughters. I have graduation in information system. I my current work as a data engineer, IT. I was born in Tuverava, São Paulo, but currently living in Franca, São Paulo, near Ribeirão Preto. I my free time I like to play with my daughters and I like to go out with my family in another places and go travel and I like to read and I'm watching TV series and movie too and thinking that's it.
Great, Rodrigo. Thank you for sharing. And you, Samuel?
My name is Samuel. I am 29 years. I live in Brasília. And in my free time, I like so much skateboard and I play guitar, listen songs, movies, and I'm here for learning English for a media internship in college I to go to do. And it is.
Okay, great. So Rogério, good to see you here.
Yes, thank you.
So can you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good afternoon, guys. I'm Rogério. Sorry for my uh, I can't late.
No problem.
I'm from Rogério. I'm 49. I'm in marriage. I'm living in Rio de Janeiro with my family. I stay here and talk to get more confidence, to speak matter. My free time, I like to practice exercise. That's it. I hope you are a good moment here.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Rogério. So can you see the questions, right, guys, on the chat? Okay, perfect. So let's start with the questions. So do you feel a difference in the learning process between beginner and intermediate levels? In my case, as I said before, I started to learn French here on Talk and Talk. Me and Rogério, we are in the same class. So we started to learn French last week or 2 weeks ago. So it's really recent. And yeah, I can feel a difference, especially when I participate in an immersion. For example, here in English, for me, it's natural. So I don't need to prepare myself to do this immersion. But in French, I need to see the questions before the immersion and write my answer, you know. So I need to prepare myself to do this because it's not natural for me and I don't have vocabulary enough to do this. So it's hard to start again, you know. So what do you think, Rogério?
Totally agree with you, Larissa. Is new process for us. For me, we need to be focused for this challenge. You know, I think the difference process is you are you are trying to say something. You learn a little grammar or words, but you didn't get speak something because you are shy or you are embarrassed for the other guys, you know. I think the most difficult is speak and uh, be shy. It's my view.
Yeah, we don't have confidence to talk, so it's hard, right? But we need to study more, and of course, I think it's become more natural for us. So, Danny, what about you, Danny? Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi everyone, my name is Danner. I'm a software engineering student that I can know the I can talk by LinkedIn, and I try to practice more speaking and listening to improve my English skill to reach the fluency. I'm 29 years old and I live in Minas Gerais, college Italian. And I like to play games, watch movies. I like study philosophy and history too. And I use music and games to try to practice more my English and to know more about the language. And I like too much this point to know other cultures like the English and Spanish too, and that I read studying too. And I'm here to practice more to achieve the fluency.
Okay, great. You are in the right place. Okay. So we started to answer the questions. So you can oh my God, I forgot the word. Can you read the question number 2 and answer for us, please?
Me?
Yeah, number 2.
Do you feel a difference the learning process between beginner and intermediate levels? I see a difference because the beginner level is more easy to practice only, and we have time for practice and study, but the intermediate level requires more knowledge of the language, and we need to practice more out of the books and the subjects. We need to practice more speaking with the other persons, and we need to have more contact to the language we are studying, like, for example, reading book, watching movie, speaking with other people, and uh, I think this is necessary to have more contact to the language.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's more easy to get the basic of language than go to intermediate to advanced level. So, as you said, it's easy to to get some information, get some materials on internet to study by yourself, but it's necessary to talk with another person to become more confident and become intermediate on the language. So yeah, it's hard to do this. So Rodrigo, what do you think?
I agree with you, with Danner, with Rogério too, because I have more difficult in, I think it is more easy in this beginning level, in learning beginning level, because this is easy expressions, easy words, and it's more easy in this learner, this beginner, but intermediate in the other levels more difficult. Is expression is more different and changing the more words and uh, again vocabulary is more difficult too and you're using all day in the more time of your day. Specifically for me is more difficult because this I don't know because means more years or more timing for my working. I think it is more uh, my routines, I think. My routine is a little difficult. I have two daughters. One daughter is 1 years. It's very crazy. One weekend is okay if you with she, but in the next weekend is you're sick in there are other things. But I think in this intermediate level is very more difficult in the higher level. Why? This I don't know transpose. I think transposing this level for me is more difficult. I spend more time in learning this intermediate level, and I thinking is more distancing in the Finnish intermediate level. I don't see myself in transpose intermediate level in the last time, no, in the first time. I think in the working the more for transpose intermediate level. For me, it's more difficult. I don't know my friends, but for me, it's more difficult.
Yeah, and it's hard to adapt our routine to learning a new language. So yeah, I usually work in the office, not at my house. So I need to take two buses to go there. So I spend a lot of time on the traffic. So I had just a small time to learn and to practice a language. So it's hard to adapt our routine, right? Thank you, Rodrigo. So Pedro, what about you?
So yeah, I agree with all guys because I remember like when I started to learn English, for example, and I think the learning about a new language or a new thing in general, we focus more on the basic things. But a mistake that I think like some English schools committed is about like not focus on conversations, like we just focus on grammar. We just know like how the translate about some words and like some conjugate some verbs, but we don't try to have a conversation. Even it's a simple conversations, but we don't try that. I remember the first time I had a conversation in English was when I finished my course in English, and that this not make sense because when I had the first opportunity to talk with other peoples that live abroad and is fluent in other language, I am not confident like to have this type of conversations because I don't have so much experience. So the most difference I think is like to focus on the basis and I think like in intermediate levels it exist from us like understand some structures. Like for example, I remember I was studying some structures of English like future, present continuous, some things like that. It's very hard because it's impossible to translate like when we talk in Portuguese. But when we try to talk, it's make more natural like this structure. But I think the hard is like to get know someone, get know some things that you have to some chronology beginning that.
Yeah, I totally feel you because I remember I made a regular course when I was a teenager, and I don't practice the conversation, so I just do this on Talk and Talk like 8 or 10 years later. So it's hard to start again and to have this practice to talk because it's totally different having classes and um having conversations. So um that's it. Thank you, Pedro. And you, Samuel?
I studied English a little time, but when I start, I remember it was s- so much more difficult because I not now some not work how want need simply works, and I start to study, and when I see I now a little works, a base. I come to talk now for turn my conversation, and I believe in the my worst my worst thing in English because I have a little difficult for understand and a little to say because if I to go uh, watch a series has the lyrics. With the lyrics, I need to understand basically everything, but without he, only with the voice things the most important. I not need, but the big difference for me is then why one is a beginner. I not understand nothing, and now is understand voice of the people. And I think is it.
Yeah, for me the most important thing that we need to develop when we learning a language is to having conversation. So I like this methodology on Talk and Talk because we practice more than we study in a regular way, you know. So this is the methodology of our course, our French course. So I hope me and Rogério, we can talk in French very soon. So, okay, guys, let's go to another question. So let's go to the question number 5. Is it common to enjoy the process only in the initial stage? For me, yes, because my expectations are so high, and we we are very excited to learning new things because I love to learn new things, not just talking about language, but in general. I love learn new things, and I'm really excited to develop a new skill or learning a new language. So for me, in the beginning, I enjoy more, but I try to enjoy the process only in the intermediate level or advanced because it's step by step, right? And we need to enjoy the process, not just the result, you know, because the process for me is more important. And right now, for example, I'm here with you guys, so I like this process, right? We can enjoy. So, Rodrigo, what do you think?
Um, I agree but I think in the start in initial stage it's okay. It's exciting. It's more happy. You're learning one, two terms. It's good. But in the next time, in the process in the change, I thinking more for me, I think more a little impatient. I don't see in the in the more I don't know the more process in the I think in this my change is little for the other people's. It's very crazy because this is fighting my head, fights with me. I, I for my control, my handsets, control uh, my patience for the your enjoy in the process. The process is step by step. Uh, keep calming in the uh, keep calming in the go into the process. It's more difficult for me in this specific topic.
Yeah, sometimes it's a challenge to fight with our mind, because sometimes I just want to watch a series or doing nothing, just lay in my bed, but I know that I need to practice English or French, and I I need to do this to develop my language, so it's hard sometimes. So, what about you, Samuel?
How I say when I start, I don't know, basically not working in English. Everything was new. So in your on week, I learned so much words, but now I know in a good number of the works. How I say my problem is the conversation. I see it's more difficult to see the evolution in conversation. Not It's not how it once. So I need to go train more. For example, play games more in English. For example, GTA 5. I was playing. Put in English and see more movies and series because how the questions say stay more low, mais lento mesmo, slow.
Yeah, in my case, I charge myself a lot to do my best, to not make mistakes. And sometimes, of course, it's hard to see my evolution. And I remember in a immersion that I did this week, I said I don't consider myself as fluent, but at the same time, I I talk at 100% in English, so I don't know why I did this, I said this, but yes, it's hard sometimes, right? So Pedro, what about you?
I am in the also dilemma, like I had the conversations in all English, but I don't consider myself like a fluency. Even in the beginning, I started in talk and talk to Philip. He said the constant like the fluency. It's not the same that everybody like says like academia, but I think it's possible enjoy like all stages of learning. I think it's possible, but something like Rodrigo said, I agree with him because sometimes when you're in the first steps, it's a little bit boring. Like for example, like to get know about some words and like I get know about English too. I English no French. Sorry, but I remember the first time like to get know about the numbers. Oh my gosh, was a very boring. And in French, like it's some rules that like plus I think is 70. For example, in French, it starts like to Cajanti plus 12. I don't remember exactly like what the rules, but it's a real boring like to get know about numbers again. Like something we know like when we are a child, and we have to get know when like more older. But I think it's possible like to enjoy the whole process. But when we start to like see some results, I think it's the most enjoy. For example, when we I had the opportunity to have this conversation on talk and understand what the people said in English, and the other thing Samuel said like in the question before about like to watch some series without subtitles and understand what the people said. It's a very enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah. And I have difficulty with numbers in French yet because I don't know, guys. We need to add two numbers. It's almost a math, so it's hard. And for you, Rogério.
Pedro was saying, and I was remember the number in French. Quarante, cinquante, soixante, soixante-dix. Oh, Jesus, it's very difficult to understand. I think it's possible to enjoy the process, studying language. In my case, for example, I let's see. I put my ear to focus on conversation this to repetition many times, you know. I listen sitcom and listen videos in English and repetition many times. It's helped me a lot to understand it and listen very well. It was a good process. After that, I found this platform. It's helped me a lot to talk, to lose my shy, to even though I fumble some words, I think it's important to continue to study. You know, if that happen as some embarrassment, it's part of the process. I enjoy all the time. I'd like to finally saying last next week now I will face a good process. There are three guys coming to the Norwega North. I think that's it, North. Three guys from the Norwega to speak with me everything in English. It's a good process for me. They stay there for 1 week, and uh, it's a part of our learning. So I need to face this challenge and try to do the best.
Yeah, great, Rogério. And I totally agree when you said it's important to continue to study because I always learning a new expression, new words, or new rules of grammar. So it's important to continue to study. And you, Danny?
I believe that existe interference when we have in the beginner level and the intermediate level because I guess that when we studying the beginner level, we studying more the normal rules of the language, like grammar, verbal tenses, and normal rules we study with the language. But in the intermediate level, we need to go deeply in the language, and we need to understand the expressions, the vast vocabulary that exists in many languages, and we need to out and live the theory, the theoric, and go to the practice. We need to talk with other people, and in this point, we need to understand what they speak. We need to understand the vocabulary, the the speed of the conversation that can warm the conversation, and exist various types of the same idiom, like the English of the United States and the English of the United Kingdom, that are different in some aspects, and we need to. I can say that we will understand this with the time and much practice, and we will need to leave the shy, and we have to have the courage to to talk more with these people to us achieve the fluency with the time, with much patience.
Yeah, of course. And in the intermediate level, we need to go deeper. And because I think when we in a beginner level, we just have a simple vocabulary, and we try to speak slowly, So in intermediate level, we became more confident to talk more fast, and we gained more vocabulary, more complex vocabulary. So for me, it's totally different, and yeah, it's step by step, right? So, okay, guys. Pedro, can you read the question number 6?
Yes. Uh, in repetition, a good way to establish the basics of English. So I think it's a good way because like when you have to get know some new content, when the most you have the content with these words of these expressions, it's good because like you enforce your brain like to thinking in this word, and sometimes we some specialized say like when you real get know about a language is not when you translate the words, you were just thinking in the other language. But in the beginning, it's real difficult. Like we always translate some words. So the repetition, I think, is a good way. But yeah, I think I'm trying to learn in French too now, and I think the good way is like to try to diverse to just not put in the same tab like every time, but like to some difference like. I mean, I always study some topic, but I try to diverse a little bit and come back to the other things that I have to know. But I think repetition is a good way when you try to get know about the basics one.
Yeah, to get more vocabulary too. So I think it's important in the beginning, and it's natural to do this. So Samuel, what do you think?
I think the repetition is excellent for learning English, but I believe the repeat is essential for learning everything. Because when you learn something, you in that moment, you to go forget. If you not to be repetition. I think yes is perfect for establish best conceitos básicos de inglês.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. So Dennis, what do you think?
I believe that repetition is good to every type of studying, because with the repetition we build the muscle memory to memorize the words, the grammatic, the vocabulary, and it's necessary to many other types of study. We When we repeat uh, anything, we 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 build more contact with each we are studying. Like for example, we when play in game, for example, every time we lose, we memorize many aspects of we are playing, and it keeps in our mind, and it's in the consecutive times we repeat this point, we memorized and we improve in these aspects. I believe that is the same point to the study. When we practice and repeat, we that are we studying, it's good for us to memorize this and build that learning.
Yeah, yeah, and with time, it will become more natural. So, okay, thank you, Dani. And you, Rogério?
I agree, as the guy said. It's repetition, as I said before, helped me a lot to learn, to education and listen to understand better the videos, the sitcom. This technique, I used this technique from the same course as Larissa said, the French course. I understand some new words doing this technique. I think it's good to grow, to to understand better, even if it's the better, even if it's the sorry, even though it's the basic moment about the learning, but it's think it's good technique to to boost for the intermediate level, I think.
Yeah, and even when we don't know the words, the meaning of the words, we can know about the context. So I think it's a good tip to do to learning a language is to watch a series, watch a sitcom in the language, in English, French, or whatever language. I like to do this. I like to put subtitles in the same language, not in Portuguese. And yeah, it's a good thing to do in a passive way to study. So, Rodrigo, what do you think?
I totally agree with you guys talking. I think in this repetition scale is learning anything because this repetition is, I think in this uh, unique format learning complex subjects and the basic subjects. For example, um, if he, if I can participate in 5 immersion per day, I think. I think my learning is more fast, and I participate in 1 immersion per day. But I can't participate in 5 immersion per day. But se eu pudesse, I think it is my learning is more fast. And if you enjoy, if you place your join in repetition, more repetition, you're learning English, you're learning other things in your life. Is your if you learning more fast, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. I'd like to participate more here, but now I have more time to do this, so I will try to do at least one immersion per day, one or two, one in English and one in French, because I think I will develop this language very fast because in my routine, I didn't have time to do this every day, but yeah, I totally agree with you, Rodrigo. So guys, let's go to another question. So Samuel, can you read the question number 7? You are muted.
7, all right?
7, yeah.
How important is it to expose yourself to new vocabulary? Uh, mm, very difficult. I think, 1 second.
Take your time.
The truth, expose yourself important for learning inglês, qualquer idioma. For example, when you, it's how compare learn see movies and say with some of people. I think that is immersion is somewhat important because your brain see the necessidade of work more, and I think is it's essential. And it's this.
Yeah, you force your brain to think in English, think in another language. So yeah, it's important.
Mhm.
So thank you, Samuel. And you, Rogério, what do you think?
As we are doing now, exposed to getting more new vocabulary, I think it's good for our learning. I think tomorrow Pedro, I think it's tomorrow he will have a immersion tomorrow. I think tomorrow Pedro and Banner. I think I don't know. I don't remember. It's a good moment to learn, to expose our new vocabulary that we are learning with our student, with our own student. We got more confident. We can speak more smooth English. I think that's it. It's important to participate of the immersions as the some guys, some as Pedro or Len or Larissa, I think.
Yeah, right now we are exposing ourselves to new vocabulary and to learn new expressions, so it's totally amazing. So, Rodrigo, what do you think?
I think it is more important because it's when you're exposing a new vocabulary in the language in the learning language is more better, is more good, is more important. For example, when I started in talking, my first and second immersion is it's crazy because this I don't understand uh, very well the people talk with me. Today I understand more, but I know I don't understand it a lot in 100%. But I understand more, very more words expressed in the other things. I think in this importance too because this do you see new expressions, new vocabularies? Do you see how people talk with you, different in different voices, uh, different faces and slowly people speaking is good because this I have a little difficulty in understanding when the people speaking very fast with me. But I think it is more important exposing yourself in the new vocabulary, in new language. For me, is more better.
Yeah, in the beginning it's very, very hard, right? So, Bene,
I believe that is necessary to expose more to the vocabulary because I guess that is an obligation and the necessity to expose to the language because if no we are be blocked it is limited we need to expose to the vocabulary to we go beyond the limits and with much practice and contact with the language to us to reach the fluency. We need to read more, listen more, talk with other people to understand more the language. We need to, I recommend you to, como que eu falo, writing more. With this, we will work our brain to use the vocabulary we have, and we will search the new means to we use when we writing, and I I use this, and for me is very good because when I writing, I practice the language, and it's helped me with the conversations too. And I work to the grammatic too, and see if necessary, and in point of my life, and with the two methods, this is can help us to use more the language.
Yeah. In my case, I like to change the language of my cell phone. I like to follow people on Instagram that talk and then speak English and Spanish and French too, because it's a good method. I don't know if the right word, but it's a good way to learn the language in a passive way, as I said before. So yeah, it's important to expose ourselves, right? So Pedro, and you?
Yeah, I agree with everybody here. I think Talk is a good opportunity to get to know because like some immersions had different topics. Like for example, I am remember here. This week I had I participated in an immersion that the topic is astronomy, and I don't have like this knowledge even in Portuguese. It's so basics, but it was interesting because like even anyone in my immersion had the deep knowledge about that, but he try like to get know like what we know and try to translate. And I try my like Roger said, the immersions of Brenner is on Sunday and my was on Friday yesterday. But I try to bring some topics like diverse, and it was very good because, like for example, yesterday I bring like to talk about water bottle, and like I saw some expressions, some things that I don't know, and it's like a subject that we don't talk like in the your daily, and it was interesting because like I remember Joaquin said about the tap water. In the beginning, I don't know like what the meaning of that, but when someone explain and try to talk more about that, yeah, I was supposed to search in the internet the meaning, but I get the meaning of this word. And I think the most important about to get to know about another vocabulary is we don't had to get like 100% about the each word, but when we got to the understand like the context, some words we don't understand, but if you understand the context, we get know like the all of the situation.
Yeah. The context is everything to me. And when I choose a topic to bring here on the immersion, it's a great opportunity to search me about the topic and learn new expressions, new words. So it's great for me too. So, okay, guys, I think we have time to one more question very quickly. So, Rodrigo, can you read the question number 10? And you are muted.
Sorry. In your opinion, what does it mean to be fluent? Great question. I thinking, I think in other time, in old time, when starting the talking, when before starting talk the talk, and before I talking with Philip, the fluent is the person is understand a lot of people's in English. For example, I understand 100% in the all words in the English, in the people talk with me, in the video, in the movies. It's uh, I I think this is, but uh, um when I started talking with Felipe before this fluency in this, I see this more different topic with the fluency. Uh, Today, I think in this fluency, the person is can can communicate in the other peoples. For example, I join the USA. I join with us in the talk with us for one or two subjects. I understand you talking with me. You understand we talk with you. It's fluent for me. I think in this is differences the level of the fluencies in their words in the work, for example. I specific words necessary is more fluency in a specific words, in specific things, but I am fluent with us, and I can't talk with us in this immersion. I think in this I am fluent for the tourists. Okay, but the work I think in this training uh more years, more months. I don't know, see you understand with me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So for me, the most important thing is understand and be understood, you know? So we don't know 100% in English, even in Portuguese, so it's impossible. So thank you, Rodrigo. Pedro, what about you?
I totally agree with you, Rodrigo. It's about fluency. I remember I had some concept about that. Nowadays, I don't consider it myself fluency, but like when I fill out some forms about like what's my level of English, I always put the advanced, but when I saw fluency, I think I will put or not. But I think I'm not yet, but I try to develop to be fluent. But fluency, I mean, is like when you are so natural about another language and you can adaptable your vocabulary and you get to know about like different accents and different contexts. I think fluency is about that. Like when you get to know like adaptable your English, because when you talk about the business way, sometimes we have some meetings and other people from other countries, and English is very different. Like when we try to talk we listen like some video on some Indian guy talking English is very difficult like to get understand. Australia is a difficult one too. So when you have to get know about these different types of English and you get know like no 100%, but you get to know the context, I think it is fluence.
Yeah, I believe that you understand different accents, you are fluent because it's very, very different. Like we Brazilian, we have our accent, and Indian have another one, totally different. So we need to adapt some things in our conversation. So yeah, guys. So I believe here on Talk and Talk right now we are fluent, but it's different, right? Person by person. So Danny, what do you think?
I think the fluency is when we are able to express naturally with the other people and understand what they are speaking, and we don't have no much difficulty to the aspects of the language, and we understand the enough to talk with them, and it's and I guess the good part of this.
Yeah, great, Danny. Thank you. So, and you, Samuel?
In the first understand the works, I can read, can learn. In the second, understand and need to say too. And I think is it.
Okay, thank you. So, Rogério, and you?
A few words because the time is almost finished. I think in French is speak smooth and confident. It's my view.
Yeah. I agree with you, Rogério. So, guys, our time is over. Thank you for coming today, and I hope to see you in another opportunity. Okay? Bye bye, guys. Thank you.